So the X30 Senior qualifying heat C versus D continues. The drivers head out onto the circuit, and this is the penultimate race before shut-eye. Thomas Fleming and Danny Carinini from Rivaldo van der Westerleken and Finn McLaughlin, Santiago Valve and Dan Steenman, Hugo Arendi and Daniel Mathia from Miguel Silva and Arthur Poulain, Joan Pasalaigua and Olivan Veit from Gabriel Stilp and Eliska Babachkova, Alex Martinez and Santiago da Costa, Noah Maton and Sita van Meert, Max Ischtema and Charles Roussan, Bo Heijmans and Matteo Quintarelli, Ivan Arias and Nick Ho, from Hami Sands and Sami Dari, Arthur Valsort, Luna Claret, Gaspard Lagaye, Adrian Maliero, Luis Alves, Julian Kuch. Who's going to get the run to the first corner? Will it be Fleming, Carinini, van der Westerleken or McLaughlin? Looks like the inside line's got a great start. Ready and go! Thomas Fleming runs in from van der Westerleken and Santiago Valve. They go through turn one. Is everybody going to get through? They will battle away for position as the race goes on. And now we will battle away for position up to the first corner. Fleming is your leader. Then van der Westerleken and Santiago Valve is right in there for the hunt. Couple of drivers running off on the grass there, trying to keep off the rough stuff. And as they work through the hairpin at turn 5, everybody's throwing themselves into the battle. It's never going to be easy in these early couple of laps as drivers battle for supremacy. Up the inside for the lead. That is van der Westerleken. Valve gets through, so does McLaughlin. And there's a couple of karts off the road on the run to turn 6. That, I'm afraid, is the 251 going off the road. So that is game over at the front end of the field for Olivan Veit. So Olivan Veit is out of the race for the VDK Racing team. Not what he needed at all. So Fleming is in third now as Rivaldo van der Westerleken leads at the end of the first lap. And in second place, that is Santiago Valve into the first corner. A very tough run there between Hugo Arendi and Dan Steenman. Arendi holds on to it. Steenman can't get by for now. But Rivaldo van der Westerleken leads. Here goes the move from Santi Valve. Fleming is there as well. So Valve leads the way. Fleming in second. Third is now Rivaldo van der Westerleken, ahead of Danny Carinini and Finn McLaughlin. These 5 should quest for the win now. They've managed to get well clear of the rest of the competitors in the mix. But Danny Carinini and Finn McLaughlin really want to challenge the 3 drivers in front. As it stands at the moment, Rivaldo van der Westerleken is looking like he will start third, and that is going to be second on the grid for the first superheat. So he really wants to get past the next driver in front of him. That is going to be Thomas Fleming. If he can get through, that will put him provisional pole for the second superheat. So Rivaldo van der Westerleken really needs to gun for this now. Up to the first corner. This is all going to be about tactics. Here we go. Fleming's going to make the move on Valve. Can van der Westerleken get there as well? No! Santiago Valve holds him off, and now he's going to defend the line. Carinini goes past as well, as does McLaughlin. Terrible misfortune there for Rivaldo van der Westerleken. That's going to drop him quite the way back. So the Dutchman is now going to concede pole position for the second superheat to Yannis Stiveladens as Valve gets past Fleming. McLaughlin gets boxed in. Carinini's going to storm by the third. And through to fourth goes Rivaldo van der Westerleken. Up the inside comes McLaughlin. He retaliates. Great racing from the Irishman. And now van der Westerleken is squeezed on the retaliation. So Santi Valve leads the way from Danny Carinini and Thomas Fleming. McLaughlin is fourth, fifth is van der Westerleken, and sixth is Dan Steenman, having finally got past Hugo Arendi. But Dan Steenman can make big progress in this race if he can make his way up from P6. He is up to P5 now. So Steenman could work his way through to the pole position for the second superheat. Essentially, Evan Gilter needs to finish in the top 10 and he will get the job done whatever happens in his heat later on. So as long as Gilter finishes in the top 10, it doesn't matter where he finishes, he should secure pole for the superheat tomorrow. But there's a race going on with 6 laps to go here. Santiago Valve in front of Danny Carinini, Thomas Fleming, Finn McLaughlin and Dan Steenman. The race battle continues. McLaughlin hunting down Tom Fleming. Fleming still holding it at the apex. Not a lot of an opportunity for McLaughlin to squeeze by just yet. 5th place. Steenman's really gunning for it as well now. He has dropped Hugo Arendi as they come through. McLaughlin really is hunting Fleming at the moment. Into the final turn, onto the main straight. Slipstream. Watch the gap disappear between Fleming and Carinini. Fleming is going to be all over the back bumper. Look at the gap for 6th position. We're watching the drivers battle away in the mid-pack there. That is Stilp, Silva, Da Costa and Bochheimans all in the mix there. Drivers really starting to make the rafters rock in the middle of the pack. Dan Steenman up to 5th position. It's an absolute squabble for B6 as Hugo Arendi was in 6th position. Now it's a great battle further back. Look at this. Rivaldo van der Westerlaken has retained 6th position in front of Eliska Babachkova, who now loses ground to Juan Pasalaigua. And they are battling for position. Oh, that's a spit out. I'm afraid the Euro karting machine of the 319 of Luca de Grange has fallen off, and there's more problems, more contact, and I'm afraid that is game over in furious fashion for Santiago da Costa. So Santiago da Costa punches his steering wheel in absolute rage. So there's more problems around the course. Drivers are getting desperate in their search for an overtake. Carinini, Fleming, Steenman. Fleming's going to go for Carinini. He gets through. Steenman tries to repeat the feat, but he can't. So Fleming holds on to 2nd for the time being. This is fast, frenetic stuff. Very tough racing at the moment. And still they duel away for position. My goodness, this is a really close battle. What an absolutely astonishing race this is turning into. But we are still going strong. So now the competition is really close in as Santiago Valve leads from Thomas Fleming. Is there going to be a run now from the 317 of Dan Steenman? They continue as they duel away for position. Santiago Valve in front of Thomas Fleming, Dan Steenman, Danny Carinini and Finn McLaughlin. They come off the turn together. Finn McLaughlin still has a chance of this. He's going to need to use the slipstream. Here goes Dan Steenman in a second. This is a very important overtake for Steenman. That's going to put him on pole position for the superheat tomorrow. The second of them, not the first. That is still looking to go the way of Evan Schilter, but Fleming's going to get him back straight away. Fleming retakes the place. Steenman really needs to get into second here. If Steenman can get second place, then he will secure pole position for at least one of the 2 superheats. So he's trying his best to get to the super pole, but can he get there? Carinini getting close to him. He wants to be in the sharp end as well. He's not quite going to secure enough points to get himself to the sharp end of the dais unless things go dramatically wrong for several of his opponents, which could still happen, don't forget. We still have the likes of Stephen Aidens, Goldstein and Elkin in the next heat, as well as Ollie Greenall and Evan Schilter, and they all want to finish strong. 2 to go, and look at Santiago Valve. He is stretching away. And there goes Steenman, back in a second place. That's the move that will get him pole position for the second superheat if it stays like this. Steenman has to hold on in front of Fleming. This is the penultimate lap. He's got to defend. I don't think there's any chance of him catching Santiago Valve now. The gap has opened up to a second. He needs to hold on to this. It will not be easy. And he's going to give it everything he's got. Through the hairpin. And a great race battle for them as they continue on their way. Down the straight, up to the hairpin. Santiago Valve and Dan Steenman still battling away, but Thomas Fleming has got problems of his own to worry about. Danny Carinini is right in his bumper. Is Carinini going to get into 3rd position? He could do with a move on Tom Fleming here. But Fleming needs as few points as possible to make a resurgent fight back. They're about to go onto the final lap of the weekend in preparation for the superheats. Certainly for them. Here we go. Carinini and Fleming side by side, and Carinini storms through. Last lap begins. And for the Italian, it's perfect timing. Out of the race, I'm afraid, goes Adrian Maliero. Maliero on the CRG is out of it. But how about this boy, his fellow countryman, Santiago Valve. Oh, Fleming's back on Carinini. Fleming back into 3rd place. And this is absolutely textbook for Dan Steenman. If he could stay where he is, then he is guaranteed to be on the Super Pole for at least one of the heats. It's currently looking to be the second, but if disaster strikes for Gilter, it could be the ultimate Super Pole. Dan Steenman has done what he needed to do. This is absolutely amazing. He's in second place. He won't catch Santivalve, but the Spanish driver has done excellent work in this heat. He took the lead when he had to. He has stretched away. And so now, Santiago Valve will take the victory in Zuera once again. Job done, and Dan Steenman secures pole for one of the super heats. Fleming beats Carinini to the line by 0.003 of a second. That could be the closest race finish we have all day long. What a drive from Santiago Valve. 15.2 kilometers of racing, and he comes through as the winner. But Dan Steenman, more importantly, has secured Super Pole for at least one of the two races. 13 points. He will not be beaten for second place. That's the worst he will be from this one. It is likely that Dan Steenman will be Super Pole for the second super heat. But if things go wrong for Gilter, it could even be Super Pole for the first super heat. Great work from the Dutchman. Dan Steenman is guaranteed now to be Super Pole for at least one of the races. Absolutely terrific. So, Santiago Valve wins, but Dan Steenman is going to be a Super Pole winner. Thomas Fleming, Danny Carinini and Finn McLaughlin from Eliska Babich-Kova. What a drive from her. Johan Pasalaigua and Rivalda van der Westerlaken from Artupulane. And in the top 10, yet again, Sita van Meert. How does she do it? Gabriel Stilp and Daniel Mathia from Gaspard Lagaye and Bo Heimans. Miguel Silva and Noah Maton from Ivan Arias and Alex Martinez. 19th place for Matteo Quintarelli from Hugo Arendi and Luis Alves. Then Luna Claret and Lars Venink. Jaime Sanz, Auto Vausort, Peter Stiller, Maxi Steimer and Philip Garner ahead of Nick Hole. Retirements, well, there were a few. Adrien Maliero in front of Santiago da Costa, and then Luca Degrange and Charles Roussan. We lost Olivan Veit and Julian Koch on the very first lap.